Hey, welcome to another video. Today we're doing 6th grade math, chapter 6, lesson 2. We're going to be talking about numerical expressions today. Our vocabulary is going to include numerical expression and order of operations. Let's start off with our real-world link. The table shows the cost of different snacks at a concession stand at the school hockey game. Popcorn costs $2, juice or soda costs $1, and hot dogs cost $4. As we can see by this chart, somebody's buying 3 popcorns and 4 hot dogs. Find the total cost of buying 3 boxes of popcorn and 4 hot dogs. What operations could you use in exercises 1 through 2? Explain how to find your answer to exercise 3 using these operations. So what we would do here normally is this. We would go ahead and highlight that popcorn costs $2. So since we're buying 3 of these, our brain would tell us 2 times 3. $2 for the price times 3 popcorn, so I'm going to have $6 worth of popcorn. Same thing with the hot dogs over here. We can do a different color for a highlighter. Hot dogs cost $4. So my first number is going to be 4 times, 4 being the price, and the number of hot dogs we're getting is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. $16 for hot dogs, $6 for popcorn. I'm going to add those two together. 6 plus 6 equals 12, carry the 1. We're going to spend a total of $22 on snacks. Now, we did this in a weird way, but when it comes to order of operations, what we could have done was this. We could have said it was $2 for 3 popcorn, and then add $4 times 4 hot dogs. This is known as order of operations, or better written as PEMDAS. Each letter in PEMDAS represents something different. The first thing is we do everything in parentheses, hence why I wrote these in parentheses here. I'm going to do these multiplication problems first and then add them, just like I did here when I did 2 times 3 to figure out that popcorn would cost me $6. And the same thing here when I did 4 times 4 to figure out that hot dogs will cost me $16. Sorry if I said hot dogs over here. Popcorn cost me $6 and hot dogs cost me $16. When we go back to this, I would do the order of operations. Parentheses first. So I would solve these. 2 times 3 would be 6 plus whatever 4 times 4 would be, which is 16. This would be my new equation written down here. Then I would look for any exponents, which there aren't any. Multiplication and division are one thing. The cats are starting again. I apologize. Multiplication and division, which there aren't any. And then addition and subtraction, which addition there is. And then we know that 6 plus 16 again was 22. Can we not right now? All right. So, going back to math, this would be order of operations. This would be another way of writing out what we did, just in parentheses, 2 times 3. That's a terrible parentheses. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pause right here and take that toy away from him. So, all right, now that we're back from him playing with his toy, we wrote them in parentheses with the addition in the middle to solve that this would be for hot dogs. Sorry, popcorn, and this would be for hot dogs. Order of operations. Simplify the expressions inside grouping symbols, like parentheses, like what we did. Find the value of all powers, multiply and divide in order from left to right, add and subtract in order from left to right. This is something you may want to have in your notes, but we can actually dumb it down a little bit. So again, this says parentheses, value of all powers, which is exponents, multiply and divide, add and subtract. So again, P, all powers is known as exponents, so that would be E. So let's see, parentheses, exponents, then multiply and divide from left to right, that's MD, and then add and subtract from left to right, AS, PEMDAS. So let's go back and let's rewrite this so you guys totally understand, and that should be in your notes. PEMDAS. Again, when we have an expression written out, we are going to look for parentheses first. What things are in parentheses? What do we need to solve first? Anything in parentheses need to be solved first. Then we look for exponents. Are there any exponents after that? So if you see any powers, any number to the power of something, you have to solve those next. Now I'm going to underline both of these together because remember, from left to right, we are going to multiply and divide. So if there's any multiplication or division happening when we read our problem from left to right, we need to do that. It doesn't matter if division's first or multiplication's first. We're just going to go from left to right and do all multiplication and division first. And last but not least, we're going to do adding and subtracting last from left to right. So for example, if I were to say 10 minus 7 times 2 plus 3. According to PEMDAS, I would do whatever's in parentheses first. Since there are no parentheses, P is done. Then I would do exponents. Since there are no exponents, I'm going to go ahead and be done. Now, from left to right, I'm going to multiply and divide. This is 10 times 7, so I'm going to ignore that because that's not multiplication or division. What I'm going to do is 7 times 2 first. Now, most of us would do 10 minus 7, which would be 3, then times 2, which would be 6, plus 3 would be 9. This is not going to equal 9. Based on order of operations, I have to do 7 times 2 first. That will actually equal 14. And now what I would do is addition and subtraction from left to right. 10 minus 14 would be negative 4, plus 3 would equal negative 1. So my answer would be negative 1 based on order of operations. Remember to underline M and D and A and S because we are doing those together. We're not doing them separately. It's not multiplication then division. It's multiplication and division. And then it's not addition then subtraction. It's addition and subtraction from left to right. Very important that we put that in there from left to right. So again, reviewing PEMDAS, also known as order of operations. P stands for parentheses. E stands for exponents. M and D together are multiplication and division from left to right. And A and S together are addition and subtraction, also from left to right. And that's the order in which we solve these problems with multiple steps. A numerical expression like 3 times 2 plus, or is that divided by 4? I think that's divide, and that is an active pen. Times 4 is a combination of numbers and operations. So yeah, it does look like 3 times 2. I'm going to say that's a plus and not a divide. So it's 3 times 2 plus 4 times 4. Because again, in order of operations, we would do multiplication and division first. So we wouldn't add. We do 3 times 2, which is 6, plus 4 times 4, which is 16. And that's exactly our example here. The only difference was I put it in parentheses, which again, we didn't have to do, but we did just to kind of make it different. And to make sure that we did those first. But again, if I didn't put them in parentheses, from left to right, multiplication and division happens first. So this is a combination of numbers and operations. The order of operations tells you which operation to perform first, so everyone finds the same value for an expression. So the example here is 10 minus 2 plus 8. Remember, from left to right, parentheses first, no parentheses. Exponents. No exponents. Multiplication and division, none. Addition and subtraction happens from left to right. So I don't do 2 plus 8, which equals 10, and then subtract 10 from 10. That's not how it works. I have to go from left to right because it's addition and subtraction. 10 minus 2 would be 8, plus 8 would be 16. So 16 is my answer. So again, we do not do addition first and then subtract. We do addition and subtraction together from left to right. So 10 minus 2 would be 8, plus 8 would be 16. So my answer in this one would be 16. The example 4 plus 3 times 5. 4 plus 3 times 5. Remember, order of operations again is PEMDAS. There's no parentheses. There are no exponents. Multiplication and division from left to right. There is, and that'd be 3 times 5. I'm going to rewrite this entire equation, or expression, I should say, down here again. So it'll be 4 plus, and whatever 3 times 5 equals, which is 15. So we did our multiplication and division. Our last step is addition and subtraction together. And we have addition here. 4 plus 15, which will give me 19. So my equation 4 plus 3 times 5 would be 19. And I know it's in our nature to do 4 plus 3 would be 7 times 5 would be 35. It's not going to equal 35. We have to follow order of operations. So again, our very first step is parentheses, which there were none. Exponents, which there were none. Multiplication and division, which there was. There was multiplication right here. That needs to be solved first. 4 plus whatever 3 times 5 is, which was 15. There was no multiplication and division anymore, so we're done with that. And finally, addition and subtraction, and we have addition right there. 4 plus 15 equals 19. So my answer to that expression is 19. Now notice that I'm calling it an expression. It's not an equation. An equation needs an equal sign. Since this does not have an equal sign, this is an expression. And let's go ahead and do these got it's, and then we'll talk about parentheses and exponents in our order of operations. (10 plus 2 times 15). 10 plus 2 times 15. 10 plus 2 times 15. Remember, PEMDAS again, parentheses, there are none. Exponents, there are none. Multiplication and division, there is, right here. I'm going to rewrite my expression. This will be 10 plus 2 times 15 will be 30. And then there are no more multiplication or division. There are only addition and subtraction. I will add 10 plus 30, which will equal 40. So my answer to this question is 40. Now let's look at the other example. The other example is 16 divided by 2 times 4. 16 divided by 2 times 4. There are no parentheses, there are no exponents, and there is multiplication and division. Notice that there's division and multiplication here. I am not doing multiplication first, so this is not 2 times 4 first and then 16 divided by that answer. We're doing this from left to right. All multiplication and division from left to right. Can you guys stop? So we are going to do 16 divided by 2, which is 8. So this will become 8 times 4 now, and then I will multiply 8 times 4, which will give me 32. And I will double check my work to make sure that is 32. 8 times 4, because remember, I'm terrible with my 8s. It is 32. Yay! So 8 times 4 is 32. My answer to this expression is 32. Now we're going to deal with actually having exponents and parentheses now, or parentheses and exponents. Find the value of each expression. Notice that we have parentheses now. This means that we do whatever is in parentheses first, and it doesn't matter if it's multiplication, division, an exponent, whatever. Whatever's inside of parentheses needs to happen first. So I would rewrite this as 20 divided by 4 plus 17 times, and then I figure out what's in here. Since that's 9 minus 6, it'll equal 3. So my new equation is written 20 divided by 4 plus 17 times 3. Then I need to do all exponents, which we don't have any, then multiplication and division from left to right. So 20 divided by 4 would be 5. And I would rewrite this as 5 plus and then 17 times 3 because I haven't gotten all the way to the right yet. Now I'm going to do 17 times 3, which is 51. I'd bring down my 5, rewrite this as 51, add 51 plus 5, and I'd get 56. In example 4, we have an exponent first. 6 to the power of 2, or 6 squared. 6 times 6. So I would rewrite 3 times 6 to the power of 2 plus 4 as 3 times 36 plus 4. Then the next time I would do my multiplication next, because it's multiplication and division next, and that is 108 plus 4. And that would give me my answer of 112. All right, now let's go ahead and do this one on our own. It's 5 times, or 5 plus, I should say, 8 to the power of 2 minus 2 times 2. I think I said that wrong. Let's say it again. 5 plus, and in parentheses, 8 squared minus 2 times 2. So the very first thing I need to do is do what's in parentheses. 8 to the power of 2 minus 2. So I'm going to have to do what's in there. Now, in parentheses, we have different things. We have exponents and subtraction. I need to do the exponents first. 8 times 8 would equal 64. So this would become 64 minus 2. I would still need to solve what's in parentheses, so this would become 62. So let me slow this down. 5 plus, and in parentheses, 8 squared minus 2 times 2. I have to solve this. 8 times 8 is 64. So I would rewrite this just like it's here, but let's go ahead and rewrite this neater. This would be 5 plus, and in parentheses still, 8 times 8 is now 64. I still need to subtract 2 from it, and close parentheses, and multiply it by 2. I need to do what's in parentheses next. So this is going to be rewritten as 5 plus, and what is in parentheses is 64 minus 2, which would be 62, times 2, which is what we have right here. Now, based on order of operations, since I don't have any parentheses or exponents anymore, I'm going to do multiplication and division from left to right. This is my multiplication right here. 62 times 2. 2 times 2 would be 4. And this pen's not working. 6 times 2 is 12. So it's 124. So this would then become 5 plus 124 if my pen would decide to work. There we go. 124. And then I'd add that together to make 129. We're going to go ahead and do these got it problems, and then we're going to call this one a video. So we're going to go ahead and work on a whiteboard that actually likes my pen, and we're going to go ahead and rewrite the question. So we have 25 times, and then I have a parenthesis, 5 minus 2, close parentheses, divided by 5 minus 12. Now I'm going to write PEMDAS up here again, just to help us out. And remember, MD together, AS is together. So let's look for parentheses first. Okay, you guys got to stop. In parentheses, I have 5 minus 2. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite my expression again. 25 times 5 minus 2 being 3 divided by 5 minus 12. Exponents is next, and we don't have any, so we're set there. Now I'm going to do multiplication and division from left to right. There's a multiplication problem right here first, so this is going to be my very first step. I'm going to do this. 25 times 3 is the same thing as 75 divided by 5 minus 12. I am still on multiplication and division, and I do have another multiplication or division from left to right, and this is division here. 75 divided by 5. Now, sidebar. 5 will go into 7 one time. That will equal 5. That will be 2 left over. And cats are chewing on my cable. That will give me 2. Then I will bring down my 5. 25. 5 goes into 25 5 times. That equals 25 exactly. Boom. So this will become 15. 15 minus 12. And we're done with all multiplication and division from left to right. Now I have addition and subtraction only left, which is literally right there. And I'll do 15 minus 12, which will give me my grand total of 3. So this giant expression up here equals 3. And then our last example today, 24 divided by, so let's go ahead and click new. 24 divided by, and I believe there were parentheses, 2 to the power of 3, or cubed, as we learned last lesson, plus 4, close parentheses. If you bite my cable one more time, I'm putting you up for adoption. Loki. Good, he walked away. All right, so again, PEMDAS. Again, MD and AS are together. Parentheses first, which I have right here. Now, I am going to do exponents inside of the parentheses first. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite my little equation. I keep saying equation. Expression. 24 divided by, and I still have parentheses because 2 to the power of 3 is the same thing as 2 times 2 times 2. Not 2 times 3. So 2 times 2 would be 4, times 2 is 8. So this will become 8 plus 4 in my parentheses. I still have parentheses right there. So I need to do what's in parentheses. So I'm going to rewrite this as 24 divided by, and 8 plus 4 will give me 12. And then I can get rid of parentheses since we're done with the parentheses. There were no more exponents left since we did everything that was in parentheses. And there's no, oh, there is multiplication and division, which is this right here. It's a division problem. 24 divided by 12 will make 2. And there is no addition or subtraction left because we're done with our answer. I do apologize for recording at home where my cats are. So my answer here is 2. And I think the cats are speaking for us. This is the end of the video. They're done with it. I'm done with it. You're done with it. So just remember, we are talking about order of operations. When we are talking about order of operations, it's parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division from left to right, and addition and subtraction from left to right. I hope you guys learned something. As always, questions, comments, concerns, you can leave in the comment section. You can message me on Teams, email me, ask me in class. If you're not in my class, please leave comments. And as always, I have been Mr. P with a bunch of cats and a dog that has been very, very quiet and respectful. Thank you, lady. Thank you for being super quiet. I adore you. Thank you. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.